All right, everybody, it's Brent West. I am talking about me. I'm talking about Empower Network. I'm talking about some of the things that I'm doing to grow myself as a human being, to make myself more valuable in the marketplace, um, and things that you might also consider as activities that you might be interested in. Um, if you share some of the things that I'm interested in. I talked about the book in a previous video, Creating Personal Presence um, by uh, Deanna Diana Booher, um, and I hope I'm pronouncing that close to correct. Creating Personal Presence, Look, Talk, Think, and Act Like a Leader. And I'm on chapter 3. I bought the book yesterday, I think it was, and for I think $7 at the half price bookstore here in Madison, Wisconsin. So, one of the things I mentioned already, I am involved in Toastmasters. I joined in last month after probably several months of checking out different clubs here in the Madison area and finding one that I found that I liked. And I gave my icebreaker speech, my introductory speech, and I recorded it and put it up on YouTube. And I think I put it on my Empower Network channel. If you can't find it, send me an email and I'll send you a link to the video. BrentWest1 at gmail.com. BRENTWEST, the number 1 at gmail.com. Toastmasters is a really great group because it teaches you how to speak, how to think on your feet, how to do impromptu speeches, how to do prepared speeches before an audiences of different sizes, on different themes. You can the the structures of the speech are different, and they increase with complexity the further you go along. But the first speech is an icebreaker speech in which you introduce yourself to the group, tell a little bit about yourself. And what I talked about was Empower Network. I talked about blogging because I was got advice from a Toastmasters member who'd been in Toastmasters for about 10 years, I believe, and I don't remember his name, but he was slated to give a TED Talk sometime this month, I believe, and I asked him for some advice about what I should talk about, and he told me, don't tell people about yourself. Don't tell people about your facts and figures or trivia about your life, because they don't care about that. They won't remember it. Remember that. Tell them a story. Tell them what you're passionate about. And what I'm passionate about now is Empower Network. I have found through my blogging and writing on Empower Network through the $25 blogging platform that I have found my voice in ways that I haven't ever had before. And it's been really a rewarding experience for me to discover words within myself that have been dormant, have been not expressed to the extent that I'd like them to have been in my work environments, and also in my interpersonal relationships. I haven't had the opportunities or taken full advantage of the opportunities I've had to lead or to effectively communicate with people. And so seizing something like Toastmasters and looking at theater. I've been involved at Broome Street Theater here in Madison since I think 2009 was when I first started auditioning. I can't remember the years exactly, but I've acted in 4 plays, and I'm currently acting in my 4th play. And I got into theater because I've struggled a lot of my life with shyness and difficulty communicating with people. I've been very withdrawn and introverted, and have been hesitant to put myself out there because I'm afraid that I'll say something stupid or something that doesn't reflect well on my character. And I got into theater because it would force me to communicate. It would force me to tell a story, tell somebody's story, in a convincing and meaningful way, whether or not I was ready to tell it, whether or not I was comfortable. It forced me into communicating and projecting my voice and exploring interpersonal communication. I've found it very rewarding. There has been a lot of difficulty too. I've had it's forced me to really work hard at developing my memory, developing the ability to memorize a lot of lines, memorize a lot of different aspects of a story, and to pay attention to what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing when I'm on the stage. Pay attention to and listen to and look at my other actors and see what they're saying and make sure that what I'm saying makes sense in the context of the story that I'm supposed to tell. It's something that I've done at Broome Street. Actors and technicians aren't paid. It's a volunteer thing. I haven't done it for money. I've done it mostly for personal development and to learn how to communicate more effectively, learn the different aspects of human communication, and learn how to communicate a story that wasn't mine, something that had the freedom to tell a different kind of story of a different kind of person, and to feel that in my physical body, feel another person's story, and to be able to empathize with that. I have a lot of different hobbies. One of the biggest is playing No Limit Texas Hold'em. I play in a free tournament here in town. Not a whole lot, but I used to play pretty regularly. There's this tournament that meets 4 nights a week, and I used to play nearly every night, but I've been so busy that I haven't really played it as much in the last few months. I got into poker because I'm a competitive person. I like pushing myself to be the best that I can be, and I think I like the way that the game is open to anybody that if you play in a free tournament, I mean, anybody can get in and play unless you're banned from playing at the site or whatever. But it's the opportunity to see how good you can be, how sharp you can be, how tactical, how strategic. It challenges me in a lot of different ways to use my mind in a lot of different ways. And I also play chess, and for the same reason, it forces me to think in a way that I don't normally think, and it also allows me the opportunity to solve different kinds of problems and to get better at using my brain in a problem-solving way, which I think helps me on the job and helps me to effectively solve different kinds of problems, and it's just fun for me. Some people find games like chess not very approachable, and I think that's, I guess, maybe the fault of too many people who take chess too seriously, or maybe people who are in chess who don't have beginner's mind and cannot approach beginners at the level of beginner's mind, which is where you need to be to learn anything or to teach anything as well, I think, in my opinion. So here I am. This is my 3rd video. I'm trying to think of other things. I guess another activity that I've been into since high school is creating music. I started writing poetry and stuff in high school, and kind of tried setting things to music, but haven't really ever gotten too much going with that. I've tried it recently again, and wrote a song. It just kind of came to me as an epiphany, I think. I think the date was February 24th, and I woke up at 3 in the morning. I just had this idea for a lyric of a song, and got up and wrote it. And I wrote a verse and a chorus and a verse, and then in the weeks that followed, I added a verse and added a bridge, and so now I think I've got a kind of a complete song, and I've met somebody who's willing to mix it for me, and hopefully I can get it up on iTunes. So be looking for that soon, hopefully on iTunes. But the song is called, what was the song called? The Best. So I'm pretty happy with it, with the song, with the message of the song. But the song is basically about not waiting to tell your story, not waiting to be the best you can be. So, and I hope it has that effect. I'm happy with it. And I've written a couple other lyrics. I've got 3 or 4 other lyrics to songs and a little bit of music set to a couple of them. And my goal is to have 11 songs, just guitar and vocal, just me playing guitar and singing over the top of it, and be able to sell that on iTunes by the end of the year, if not sooner. And I'm reading. I'm in addition to this book that I just picked up yesterday. I'm also reading Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth: Awakening to Your Life's Purpose, which I bought a few years back, and then in the chaos that has been my life, didn't get very far in it. But I'm reading it now again, and I'm about a third of the way through the book. My ego, is hopefully somewhat in check, but it's probably still somewhat intact too. So I have plenty of work to do there. But it's if you're into that kind of thing, I recommend Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. I haven't read his other book. I think it was The Power of Now. That was a big hit. But I'm kind of into that kind of thing. Here's another book I picked up a while back. I guess probably 5 years ago. I saw him on. I picked it up after he was this author was on the Colbert Report. I think it's Arthur Benjamin was on the Colbert Report, and he's the co-author of this book, Secrets of Mental Math, The Math Magician's Guide to Lightning Calculation, and Amazing Math Tricks. And it's a really fun book. It helps you. It's a different way of doing math than the way I was taught in school, and probably even the way kids are taught now in school, although I'd have no idea. Yeah, I highly recommend the book. If you like math at all, or if you don't even, you might like this because it makes it easier and fun. And you can do things like, multiplying 2-digit numbers times each other, or 3-digit numbers times each other, 2 or 3-digit squares, or cubes even, I think, was about as far as I got. It's I have this bad habit of starting books and not finishing them. So I'm trying to focus my energy on the books that are most related to what I'm trying to do in this next year of my life. Where I want to be by the end of the year, and so books like Creating Personal Presence is something that are going to be a high priority for me. Another book I recently rediscovered. I bought this book probably 8 years ago or 7 years ago. And I recommend